Our next inductee has been a longtime friend for over 20 years, Mr. Baseball, Dave Hagar. As Hall of Famer Arvid Wister pointed out, whenever you'd go to the ballpark, you'd see David there with his son Aaron, his daughter Amy, and his dogs, and if my memory is correct, Zeb and Heidi. He spent almost 2 decades coaching baseball in some capacity. He guided baseball teams to championships at the youth levels, All-Stars, Babe Ruth, and eventually was the key ingredient to our first ever state baseball championship in 1991. For as Mike Whaley points out, without his guidance to many players who were a bit rough around the edges, winning that title may not have been possible. Dave was like a second father to many kids over the years. When I took over the youth baseball program in 1992, I really didn't have a clue what I was doing. Dave called me up one night and asked me to stop by the house. He gave me this. And I don't know if he remembers this. It's nothing special. It's a cheap imitation leather beat-up brief bag. But what it had in it was all of Dave's baseball files. Everything from how to do sign-ups, to get sponsors, league rules, fundraisers, everything. It meant so much to me that I saved it all these years. And I would go to him whenever I experienced any kind of issue, and there were many. His message was always the same: just make sure the kids are having fun. His guidance and friendship meant so much to me back then and means even more to me today. Ladies and gentlemen, our next contributor inductee, Mr. David Hagar.
Save that bag, it's worth money. Yeah. First off, I'd like to thank the committee for putting me in it's a great honor. I mean, there's an awful lot of people before, and a lot of them are not with us anymore. But I'd like to say congratulations to all the other inductees. It's a good group. I just happen to be part of it. The originators, off the top of my head, Walt, Fran, Rufus Runlet, Pete Colley, Winston Pinkham, they were the heart of, I forgot Rufus. Our older people that would remember this, Friday nights, downtown in front of Rufus's, the big bullhorn. Mo Chason's got another one, they're selling tickets. The ones that do remember, I mean, downtown Farmington was crazy. It looked like somebody going into Fenway Park. They had people going every which way. That's the vision that these gentlemen had, to me, was just amazing. And if they could look down today, which they probably are, and see how far what they started come to, it's just amazing to me that this group of gentlemen, and actually for what they've done to bring the town together, but also keeping the youth in a position where they had something to do other than, most of us didn't have a TV then. I didn't. It's just amazing. Then I got to thank my wife. Yeah, it's going to be 41 years, and she had to put up with a lot. That's for sure. But her understanding in that, she liked ball as much as I did. My boy was playing. Amy was a little bit younger. She didn't get into it until softball, but she was a wizard there. So I got two wonderful kids that went on to bigger and better things, and they're doing terrific today. I remember Aaron. I was a coach. I was with Kevin Berry, and we had Ferns Petroleum. And Aaron's just 8 years old. He could come in because I was a coach. We had a kid that was pitching, and I think he was up to 7 walks, straight. I mean, they just walking around the bases. Finally, I stopped and I asked Kevin, I says, hey, can I put my son in? Hey, he's 8 years old. I says, he'll throw it across the plate. And he went. Next batter, he struck out one. The guy was swinging at anything because they hadn't seen a ball that didn't make it more than 40 feet. Yes, they did hit him, but I could depend that he was going to throw that ball over the plate. And there was a Scott Blackie Smith, I call him the Cup. Anybody that plays baseball knows what the Cup is. And that's where the Class M championship started, right there. These kids, I love them all. You see the back wall back there, it's got the 52 guys, and there was a lot of, them guys can all remember it. I remember I played on the Braves for my uncle, Val Martineau. That was in '55. It was something we all look forward to it. Going up to the varsity game, these kids basically all along, what I took with us, we went to various all-star tournaments and that, and there was nobody that ever beat us. Nobody. We'd walk away with the trophies. Me and Avid Worcester started a 13-year-old Babe Ruth League because the kids, when they get out of Little League, they didn't have nothing to do. Well, we said, let's take care of that. It was just 13-year-olds. So we took that, and we was in the Rochester League. They didn't like it too much because they had 8 teams down there. We were number 9, and we won the trophy. We beat them. Those same kids went on, and there was some kind of rough times. I had a bunch of I don't know how to call it, but they were mixed emotionally, physically, anything. But they was all good kids. You just had to talk to them. You had to talk to them in different ways. Well, them kids went on to, with Aaron pitching, the first game he pitched was a no-hitter. And that put us into the quarters. From there, Brian come along, and he pitched a whale of a game. So now we're in the semis. And we got to the semis, and Joey Vachon. Man had fastball, it was just perfect. It moved. Then I had a chance to bring Aaron back for the final game. These kids, they were not going to be denied by any means. My wife drove the bus, and I'll tell you, that was a good ride. It was a good ride. It had a lot of kiddos, but when they get off that bus, up there in Laconia, they was all baseball. And I stood right there that night when we come back, just as proud, of every one of them. And it was a great, great time for the town of Farmington. It was But right in this gym, it's been that way for a long time. Have I gone over my 5 minutes? I'll tell you, through all of that, I learned that, starting right down in Little League, that the kids in this town needed just a little nurturing, whoop, here and there. And I got as much out of them as I taught them. They responded in different ways. And Mike Whaley, he knows what, and basically anybody, Harvard, whoever, knew that there was no more anybody as dedicated as Harvard was too in Carroll. I got to say that. I miss theirs, but I would have said that. The league has gone so far, and it helps so many more kids. To me, it's just a solid blessing. And these gentlemen that started this would be some proud to be in this room. Thank you very much. Thank you, committee, and the other inductees.